Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a while, but be an update, kind of an update video for you today. If I get some good lighting, there we go. It's been a pretty laid back couple of weeks. I don't want to say laid back, but not a whole lot going on. Meetings and we're running to pick up parts and just a whole sort of thing. And it's been kind of just slow. In the off time, I'm working in the shop, kind of. I don't know when the last time you guys have been in here, but it hasn't changed in a long time. Working on this Kuhn baler here, this Kuhn round baler. This is going to be probably the only baler running this spring, and I don't really know how much we're going to do. Only thing left on this is a handful of pickup teeth on the other end I got to put on yet, and then this will be ready to go. We'll probably hook this right up and well, probably not, because we got a bunch of other stuff to do yet. But stock chopper, I'm missing a seal for the bearing. I ended up replacing the bearings in both of the center tires. I decided to take the entire hub apart on the one, and I just the bearing just fell apart. So I decided I was going to do both the tires. I got one. I'm still missing a seal, which they should have that. I just got to pick it up, and then we'll put that tire on, grease the machine, at least the underneath components. I think that's the only thing I got to grease yet. Make sure all the foils are intact. I ended up, I had to order a little breather cap there. When I was looking stuff over, there's just a hole going into the gearbox. Well, what I'd like to do now is drain the gearbox, put fresh grease or gear lube in it, and just kind of start over, because I don't know what got in there. I'm just kind of a little concerned about that. I don't want this wearing out prematurely. There's no drain plug, which is kind of weird. So I either got to try and suck it out, which I have a little thing that'll work to suck it out, or I just got to run it. And apparently this isn't meant to be drained and all that, but so yeah, I don't really know. But so once we get that done, I mean, this really, if I go at this a day, we should have this done. Put the teeth on. Teeth will take me about half an hour, probably not even. And get the bearings put together here and the rest of this machine done. That won't take long. So, what else has been happening? Well, I just had another set of kids tonight. I have one more goat left to kid. I have one heifer left to calve, and then we'll be done having babies for the year, I guess, or well, for now until the end of the year when we start again. So yeah, that's exciting. I'm ready to be kind of done with that. I'm getting a little sick of checking at night and whatnot. We ended up taking a couple trees down, and there was one in the middle of the yard there we took down, and this one by the barn, which we were a little concerned about. I'll show you the stump here. It's quite a... So from the outside of the tree you could look into the stump, and this hole here, that's what was there. That it was so rotten that you could see all the way under the tree. And this is the bottom piece he cut, and I mean, this is just mush in here. You could push this hole, you know, that's just mush. You know, I mean, that's pretty solid there, but there wasn't much holding this tree up, and it either would have fell on the barn, the silo, there's power lines up there, or whatever we had parked under it. And the bigger stuff we're gonna take over by my uncle. He heats his house with wood, so we'll let him play with the bigger stuff. All the smaller stuff like you know, that size here, maybe a little bit bigger, I'm gonna cut up myself. I think I'm gonna, all we really have for a chainsaw is it's a little battery powered chainsaw, so I think I might go invest in a gas chainsaw. Just a cheap, I don't want to say cheap one, but a, you know, not one that's too expensive. But so yeah, well, we're gonna continue our walk here. We found a deal online. It was on Facebook Marketplace. A guy not too far from here who was selling a Discbine for a really good deal. However, it needed a little bit of work, but we went and looked it over and decided that it was a good deal for what it was and what it needed. So we bought a Discbine. Now we'll flip you around here in a second. So I've been looking for a Discbine for over a year now. I wanted a second one, so here's the one I had. This is my H7450. This is a 13-foot cut on it. This is a really nice machine here. I always wanted to go a little bit bigger, like a 16-foot. Well, found this guy, 1441. This is a 15-foot mower, and we think it's very a newer, older model, or a newer, older model, if that makes any sense. It's got kind of the newer style sticker on, but it's an older generation machine. Now a 1431, I believe, is like a 12-foot. I could be wrong, could be 13. Not really sure on that one. But then they went from this, a 1431 to 1441, to the H74, or the H models, I guess, 7450, 7460. This is kind of the newer style mower, I guess, in a way, in that time period. So this one's just slightly older, but it's very similar. The hookup's the same. Now this, we had a little bit of, get that there. This was cracked here, and these aren't my welds, so don't no judging now. They look pretty strong though. I think they'll be okay. But this was cracked here, so we had a fixing shop, kind of. They welded it up, and the bearings in this turtle were out. But you know, I guess to me it seems pretty tight, and I guess there's a little bit of slack in it, but for an older machine, I mean, this is kind of what we wanted. We didn't really want to buy like a newer machine, and like a 7450 more, and they're all bringing like 20,000. So if I were just to get a second 7450 is like 20,000. We paid 6,000 for this mower, and what was I just saying? Like mowers are like 20 grand, yeah. So for a little bit of welding, I mean, hopefully there's nothing else wrong with it. I guess, you know, I guess we'll find out, but if it does just as good as my other one, you know, we'll see, I guess, how it performs. So yeah, I guess I want it with, you know, with the rough conditions we're cutting in, especially on the DNR properties and such. You didn't really want to buy a new one and then just, you know, beat the crap out of it and whatnot. So bought an older one. This is a wider one. This will work good for even just doing my little bit of grass hay and stuff that I'm hired to cut. And you know, we're up to, I don't know how much hay we're up to. We're up to 60 acres, I think. We are renting a little bit from a cousin. So we gotta get for it. The jack on this is kind of bent up. The way these hook up, it's kind of an issue in my opinion. It's I don't know if they're built for a lower hitched machine, but you really got to jack it up to get it off the tractor. And well, when you extend the jack out that far, you really you risk it kind of, you know, there's a lot of torque there going sideways. But and this machine has been a really good machine. I mean, it takes a beating, and you know, I really like it for what it does. But you're here to mess up my video again. How many you got in there? Big fat cat. Holy buckets. So yeah, that's kind of what's been going on, I guess. Working in the shop and meetings, and we had a kind of a soil health meeting today. Talked about some cover crops and stuff like that, and no-till and, you know, strip tilling and all that. Kind of gets a guy thinking. You know, I've said before, I'm a little leery about starting that, and you know, I know it takes time to for your soil to adjust to that type of farming. I did like what the one guy said, though. You know, if you had some not as good ground, or I don't know how to say it, you know, crappy ground, I guess, or just poor ground, that getting cover crops out there to you know, just grow and make it green. And he even said it, you know, it really doesn't matter what you got out there as long as it's growing. you know, I think we might be looking at, you know, I got 55 acres that I rent myself, from a different farmer. We call that up north, I guess. And you know, it's really not great ground up there. And the one farm we actually had given up this year, um, you know, we thought it was one of our better properties up there, and it just didn't do a thing this year. A lot of deer, where it was, so you know, and you could tell where the deer were eating it off. So we decided to give that one up, and the water sat in there, and it's, you know, it's been kind of a wet couple of seasons, so it's hard to say whether it's going to do that. But my other piece I have contracted for 4 more years, so you know, I'm going to make the most out of it, I guess. And we're going to might try and play with some, you know, maybe some cover crops. They said, you know, we talked to the right person, we can probably get that free. You know, they're always looking to, these conservation groups they're always looking to, you know, help farmers transition to this type of farming. So it's tough to say, you know. We're kind of in that doubting stage, I guess, as if are they going to work, or are we going to be wasting our money? I think they're probably going to work, but you know, I guess I got to see it happen, you know. It kind of, so we might be doing some cover cropping. Up there we have already kind of transitioned that to a minimal till, I guess. Just hitting it with the sunflower, a pass or two. Probably I did a pass last fall. We'll probably do a pass in the spring. And we'll have some beans up there, and might be going in after the beans with some winter rye or something, just to kind of give that a go. So anyways, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. We got some stuff happening. We got a couple buildings we want to take down, so I'll keep you updated on that. I want to show the inside of them buildings too, but we got to take the tin off the roof and then take them down, and then we got another project that we'll talk about probably in one of the next videos. So I got a few things happening. So anyways, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe, and I hope to see you next time.